So there is a method and progression that happens with pronunciation and fluency training, with accent training. And we go through that progression in the 12 module course. That's why the Pronunciation Pro course is set up the way it is because there is a step-by-step method that needs to happen to not just fix it short term or change those sounds short term, but to really train your ear, to really train your mouth in a way that will create lasting change. So that's what we have to understand, that there is a method to it. So as you're going through the Pronunciation Pro course, you'll notice that we work on the sounds of English and we work on the rhythm of English. So at the beginning of the course, the first kind of 6 or 7 weeks, what happens is you're working on the specific sounds of English, which is really important to know where your mouth needs to go, being able to hear the difference, being able to really retrain those mouth movements and get your mouth moving in the right way. Okay, at the same time, you're starting to learn the concepts of rhythm of English, but I don't necessarily expect you to be able to use them perfectly, use them incredibly well in the first half of the program. I really just want you to understand the concepts. The first half of the program, I really want you really working on those sounds, because once we have the sounds in place, it becomes much easier to then start really diving into the rhythm. Okay, so in the first half of the course, really work on those sounds, those repetition, getting your mouth comfortable in those specific ways. And then the second half and in the first half, kind of understanding the concepts of rhythm. And that just comes from watching the videos that I have and going through the materials a bit. And then the second half of the program is like, let's really dive into that rhythm and help you understand that. We'll keep making sure and practicing those sounds, but if you can be solid with the sounds in the first half and then really dive deep into the rhythm in the second half and beyond, that's kind of the progression that I typically see. Okay, so in the first half, don't worry if you can't get the rhythm perfect, but really concentrate on those sounds. Okay, all right. Okay, so let's get into Bharath. I'm going to have you go ahead. So Bharath, Gustavo, and then Sonia. We'll have you guys go in that order. And if anybody else wants to go, then just let me know. All right, Bharath, you there?
Yes.
Okay, now the TH in the end of your name, does it have an American TH sound or does it have a different sound?
It's a different sound, I think.
Yeah, so how do you pronounce your name?
Bharat.
Bharat. Okay, Bharat. And that is what is tricky, is because then for you in your native language, that TH doesn't mean tongue between your teeth.
Yeah. I think it's voiceless.
Yeah, so Bharat. Yeah.
It's a voiceless.
Bharat. Okay, so then it becomes more of a voiceless T. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Bharat. All right, let's go ahead. So you want to do some reading?
Okay.
Okay, so let's have, whoops. What did I do here? Hold on. Are you still seeing the, let me share my, there we go. All right, where it says, hi, I'm here to talk to you. Go ahead and start there. I'll have you read that first sentence and then this other paragraph. And I'm just gonna be listening and kind of hearing how you're going. I know the first time you're reading something, it's kind of hard to get into the rhythm of it, but just do the best you can at this point.
Hi, I'm here to talk to you about the importance of praise, admiration, and thank you, and having it be specific and genuine.
Oh gosh, sorry.
And
sorry. Go ahead. Sorry. Keep going.
And the way I got interested in this was, I noticed in myself when I was growing up, and until about a few years ago, that I would want to say thank you to someone. I would want to praise them. I would want to take in their price of me, and I would just stop it.
Mhm.
And I asked myself why. I felt shy. I felt embarrassed. And then my question became, am I the only one who does this? So I decided to investigate. I am fortunate enough to work in the rehab facility. So
Here, I'm going to
I
stop you right there. Let me kind of go back up. I'm realizing that on my copy here that whenever I click on it, it jumps me into another page. So I'm not going to be able to write on this right
okay,
now, but but I made some notes while you were talking, so I'm going to kind of go into it
okay,
that way. So do this for me. So that trick that we had with the P and the B, praise,
praise,
praise. I want there to
praise,
be more of a burst of air.
praise,
Praise. Yeah, there you go. Praise.
praise,
Praise. So that
praise.
P and that B difference is something that I want you to kind of work on. Again, in the bonus lessons, we have kind of the P and the B, some materials for the P and the B. But we want to make sure whenever you're fine with the B sound, it's the P sound. Whenever there's a P sound, sometimes I'm hearing more of a B. Okay. So we want to have more of that burst of air, that voiceless sound. And again, just like we were talking about before, when we practice paper, praise, pig, and practice some of those words with the P sound and kind of get that burst of air, it can sound more like the P. Okay.
Okay.
All right. The other thing, and tell me where you are in the program, Bharat.
In second module.
Oh, okay. So you're just getting started and kind of getting the flow of things. So when you come up to the R sound in module 4, you'll just want to make sure, though, I want to bring your awareness that the R sound, sometimes you're doing a nice smooth R or American R. Sometimes it's more of a rolled R. So like praise, praise, where the tongue is coming up and trilling on the roof of your mouth, which probably comes from your native tongue. That's how that sound is done.
Okay.
It's just that the American R the tongue comes down and it's more of a smooth R. So praise. So do that for me. Praise.
Praise.
Okay, so your tongue's wanting to come up and touch, and we'll have to keep it down a little bit. So do this for me. River.
River.
Or row.
Row.
Yeah, so you're better able to get that control in other positions. So I'm not going to overwhelm you right now, but in module 4, we'll go step by step through those R sounds, and just be aware that your tongue is wanting to come up and touch the roof of your mouth, and you're going to have to get some kind of control over that. Okay?
So praise is right.
No, I'm still hearing a little bit of that, that trilling, what we call trilling or rolling of the R, versus praise.
Praise.
So do Yeah, so it's tricky because the tongue position, if my hand is your tongue, the back of the tongue comes up and touches the roof of your mouth like grr.
Grr.
Yeah, there you go. Grr. Do you kind of feel where your tongue is back there? Grr.
Grr. Yes.
Grr. Yeah, so that's where the tongue needs to be. Okay. And then,
Price.
so and when you get into that module 4, we'll go step by step through it, because even like a PR versus a GR or a KR sound is going to be easier to say.
Okay.
So like great. Do that for me. Great.
Great. Great.
Grr. Do that slowly. Grr.
Grr.
Yeah. There you go.
Great.
There you go. Yep. So what we call that is your stimulable for the correct R, which is nice because it means you can do it. It's just going to take some, focused practice, and that will come. Okay.